this is Dr. Deepak, Assistant Professor from Department of Biotechnology, RVS College of Arts and Science, Sulu, Coimbatore. So in this series of video lecture, we are going to discuss about two subjects called Bioinstrumentation, Bioresource Technology, which is related to second and third BSc Biotechnology students. So due to Corona lockdown problem, our teaching and learning process has been completely collapsed. To overcome this situation, our college authority has decided to start this online e-teaching learning process. In this regard, I would like to thank our college principal, Dr. T. Shivakumar sir, who is giving a constant encouragement to faculties for starting this e-learning process. And also I would like to thank our college vice principal, head department of biotechnology, Dr. M.P. Ayapadas sir, for continuous motivation. Welcome to another video tutorial from Smart Biology Tricks. So in this video tutorial, we are going to discuss about a new topic called bioinstrumentation. This video is especially created for our second BSc Biotechnology students who are all having a new topic called bioinstrumentation. So under the bioinstrumentation, we are going to discuss about the first chapter. So in the first chapter, you will have two topics. The broad topics are balance and pH meter. So in this video tutorial, we will discuss something about balance. So under balance, we are having a specific topics: analytical balance and how to use balance, care and maintenance of balance. So these topics will be covered in this video tutorial. The remaining topic will be discussed in the another video. Let us discuss about the basic concepts of bioinstrumentation. So bioinstrumentation means it is a study of instruments which are all used in biological field. So what are all the instruments we are using in our laboratory, especially biological laboratory and biomedical research laboratory? So that instruments study about that instrument is called as bioinstrumentation. The study of these biological instrument is called as bioinstrumentation. Some of the examples of instruments are in the biomedical area. You might know about the instrument called ECG, electrocardiogram, and basic instruments used in biological research area are incubator, pH meter. It is a basic instrument used in our research laboratories, and also common biological testing, any blood testing laboratories. These instruments you can find. So pH meter, electronic balance, and also centrifuge. So those are all the basic instruments. In case of, if you want to know something called advanced instruments, means you can take an example of PCR, polymerase chain reaction. So under polymerase chain reaction, there are many types of PCR is available, and also electrophoresis, GCMS, gas chromatography and mass spectrometry, GCMS, and also HPLC. So to separate the fine chemicals, we use this instrument called HPLC and GCMS. So those are all the things which are all used as advanced instruments in biological laboratory. And also DNA sequencer. As a biotechnology students, you might know about something called DNA sequencer. So this instrument is used for sequencing your DNA sample. So if you are isolating a new DNA from any biological sample, that DNA should be identified, and what is the gene sequence that should be identified. For that we are using DNA sequencer. So apart from all these instruments, so bioinstrumentation means, so it is a study of all these instruments, right? How the instrument is working, the working mechanism, how to operate the instrument. If any repair is found in these instruments, means how to overcome the issue, how to analyze the result. So for that we should understand the basic concept of the instrument. So all these things will be covered in one subject called bioinstrumentation. As discussed in the overview section, so bioinstrumentation means it is a study of biological instruments. So whenever and whoever the question has been asked, what is the meaning of bioinstrumentation means, the answer is very simple. You should say the answer, it is a study of biological instruments. So what are all the instruments are covered in biological laboratory, you should study about those instruments, what is the principle and what is the working mechanism, how the machine is operating and how to use the instrument. So those things are all called as study of the biological instrument, and the study is called as bioinstrumentation. So let us talk about our unit 1. So unit 1 will deals with the balance and pH meter. These are all fundamental instruments used in all kind of laboratories, not only biological laboratories, also it is used in chemistry or any kind of basic laboratories like pharmacology, or any type of basic laboratories are using balance, analytical balance and pH meter. So in this video tutorial we will see the concepts of balance, how the analytical balance is working and how to use the instrument and how to care the instrument, and those things will be discussed one by one. So first of all, we should understand the word called balance. So what is mean by a balance? So it is different from what you are doing recharge for your mobile phone. So balance means it is an instrument generally used to measure the unknown mass. So if you want to measure any object which is an unknown object, if you want to measure the quantity of the unknown object, means you can use balance, that we know. So if you go for a grocery shop, or if you go for any departmental store, if you purchase any object, means for example if you want 1 kg of rice, means we should use balance for measure the quantity of the rice. So for measuring the unknown mass of any object we use balance. So there are different types of balance is available. One of them is analytical balance. Okay. So in modern world, all our laboratory instruments are modernized. So according to that, the instrument so-called balance is also has been improved. So we are using analytical balance. So this analytical balance is also called as digital balance, because whatever the quantity you want to measure, everything will be recorded, everything will be displayed in the form of digital. Let us discuss about the typical structure of an analytical balance. So before going to touch about the structure, we should understand some basics of this instrument. These instruments runs on based on the electricity. With the help of electricity only, this instrument is working. So also this instrument can be works on battery. So the instrument can run on either battery or electricity. So based on electricity or battery, this instrument is working. So this instrument cannot be manually working. We cannot use manually we cannot use this instrument, because some of the physical balance can be manually working. So if you see in the market or any kind of market, you can see the physical balance which is not at all using any electricity or battery power. So physically that instruments are used by measuring the object with the help of that iron bricks. But these instruments are running based on electricity or battery power. So if you see the analytical instrument, so I think you are more familiar with this instrument, because in your previous semester you have used this instrument for measuring the chemicals for microbiological and biochemistry practical, which is available in our college. You have used, because this instrument is a basic instrument which is available in all kind of laboratories, not only research laboratories, all kind of institution, academic laboratories also you can find this instrument is called analytical balance. So in these instruments, if you see, majority of analytical balance are attached with a chamber. So this chamber, if you see the chamber, the instrument, the bottom only you can find the instrument. The instrument is built with some chamber. the chamber, this is called as a chamber. So this chamber is used for preventing the air current. So this instrument is used to, this chamber is used for preventing air current, and it increases the accuracy. So due to the prevention of air current, the accuracy of this instrument has been increased. The measurement will be highly accuracy. For that only this analytical chamber is built with, analytical balance is built with the chamber. So this chamber, if you see the chamber is nothing, it is a transparent glass which contains side doors. So both the side and top and front and back is made with a transparent glass slide. You can move the glass slide, so accordingly you can add the sample. At any side you can add your unknown object. If you want to measure your chemical, for example, if you want to measure 2 gram of agar, means you can take the agar powder and directly with the help of scoop, and you can place a piece of paper, especially the paper should be what? The paper should be butter sheet. If you are using a paper, means the paper should be a butter sheet. So why we are using butter sheet means, so these butter sheet will not interact or react with your chemicals, so that whatever the chemicals you are putting on the butter sheet will be easily removed from the paper, so that the wastage of chemical will be less. For that only we are using butter sheet. Okay, let us discuss about the structure of the analytical balance. In the bottom of the analytical balance, the four side, the base, if you see the base of the balance, you will find a screw. So those screws are adjustable. So these screws are found in olden type of analytical balance, which is used for maintain the even surface of the balance. The instrument should be placed in an even manner. For that, this screw is fixed in the bottom of the electronic balance, so that if your surface of the bench is somewhat not even, means you can adjust the knob, which is you can adjust the screw which is present in the bottom of the balance, so that you can change the uneven surface, and then you can get the instrument to balance the surface, uneven surface. So after fixing the instrument in an even surface, and then you have to, in case of analytical instrument, analytical balance, electronic balance, you should plug the power cord to the electrical circuit, and then you have to switch on the plug. So without electricity, this instrument is not at all functioning. So with the help of electricity only, this instrument is functioning. And then after switch on the plug, and also in the instrument you will have another switch called on-off button. A single button is there. With the help of this button you can switch on the electronic balance. Once you switch on the balance, means the instrument will start measuring the object which you are going to load on the pan. So here this area is called as pan. So in this diagram, the electronic balance is single pan electronic balance, because only you have a single pan in this instrument. So it is also called as single pan analytical balance. So this analytical balance contains single pan, so it is also called as single pan analytical balance. Okay. Once you switch on the instrument will turn on, and then it will show the values. For example, 0, 0, 0 and 4 digit. So 0.0000 will display on the screen. So if you see the zeros in the screen, you are allowed to use this instrument. Unless if you see any other values, for example 0.1000 means the instrument is not in balanced level. So you have to switch on the tare button. So another button is found in this instrument is called tare button. So this tare button is used to minus the value which is present in the instrument. So before using the instrument, if you found 0.100 or any value here, means you have to hit the button called tare which is present in this instrument. If you hit the tare button, the value will become 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So once you found these values, you are allowed to put a piece of butter sheet into the pan. So if you put any butter sheet or any measuring objects, you can use butter sheet or cryo vials or test tubes, plastic or glass made test tubes. So you can use any kind of object for measuring the unknown object. It may be a nature of plastics, or it may be a glass, or any kind of material can be used. Okay. So whatever the object you are using for measuring your unknown mass, that weight of the object should be minus. That should be subtracted. So for subtracting the weight of the object which is used for measuring the unknown mass, that should be subtracted by using tare button. If you hit the tare button after placing the object, again the value will become 0. The same, if you are keeping butter sheet, means the butter sheet weight will be measured by this instrument. So you need to reduce the weight of the butter sheet. So you have to hit the tare button. So the instrument will show you 0 value. So after you found the 0 value, you have to add the chemical. Then only you are allowed to add the chemical. Any kind of chemical, not only agar, you can use sodium chloride or any kind of sodium alginate, any kind of powder material can be added. So directly you are not supposed to directly add any kind of chemicals or liquid substances into the electronic balance, as the electronic balance is made with stainless steel. Also, even though the instrument is made with the stainless steel, there is a formation of rust. So to avoid the rust formation, so due to this spillage of any chemicals, if you are supposed to ask to measure the acids or any acid powders, the powder which containing acid, so that powder will spill. If those powders spilling in the surface, means it may lead to the rust formation. To avoid those rust formation, we should not measure any kind of chemicals directly in the electronic balance. We should use any of the object, either butter sheet or any cryo vials or test tubes which is made with plastics or glass, that should be used for measuring your object. Okay. So after adding your chemical into the butter sheet, the weight will be increased, right? Usually if you are adding the chemical, means the mass of the object will be measured by the instrument, so that the value will be increasing in the display. So once the electronic balance reaches the sufficient quantity what required by you, you can visually see the mass of the object here. So once the mass has been reached your requirement, means what you need to do, means you have to stop loading the chemical. If excessively if you are adding, means you have to take the excess amount of chemical, so that accordingly you can measure your requirement. So whatever the requirement is for your practicals, that should be perfectly and accurately you have to measure, and then you have to make use of that. So this is how you have to use this instrument called analytical balance. So in next we will discuss the critical care and maintenance of the electronic balance. As discussed in our online class, electronic balance is a sensitive instrument, so that we should care the instrument while in the usage. Okay. So we will see one by one the maintenance, how to care the instrument, how to maintain the instrument in our laboratory. So we should clean the instrument. So clean the instrument at the time of at each and every time of usage. So you have to clean the instrument at every usage. So if you are using the instrument, means right now if you are using, so after the completion of your usage, the instrument should be thoroughly cleaned. So with the help of tissue paper, you should wipe the instrument. So if any chemical is spilled out in the inside the instrument, means immediately you have to clean the instrument with the help of tissue paper. A piece of tissue paper is used for cleaning the instrument, because if you left the spillage, chemical powder spillage in the instrument, means as it lead to the chemical spillage, the chemicals will lead to rust formation. The spilling chemicals will lead to rust formation and chance of growing organisms. It is a chance for growing a microorganism. As you might you maybe use any, you may measure some growth hormones or growth media. If the growth media is spilled in the instrument, means it is a chance of growing microbes, maybe pathogenic organism, or most probably fungal can be grown. So if the fungal is grown in this instrument, means it will lead to the spoilage of the instrument, and also it will affect the accuracy of the instrument, and it will destroy the cleanliness of the instrument. So for that purpose, we should clean the instrument at every usage. And then second one is periodical calibration. So periodical calibration is essential for measuring or checking the accuracy of the instrument. So year by year the instrument will lose the accuracy and capacity of measuring the quantity in accurate level. So that every year, at least twice in a year, the instrument should be calibrated. But most of the modern instrument is, the calibration device is inbuilt, so that you don't need to do calibration. But in the olden days, in olden type of instrument, it requires periodical calibration, especially twice in a year. And then final one is data entry. So data entry means it is nothing, it is a logbook. So maintaining the logbook is very essential, as we don't know how many times the instrument was used, and at what time the instrument was found to show some mistakes. For that we are using data book or data entry or logbook. So this logbook contains the name of the person who used the instrument, and the time and date of the usage, and remarks. Okay, the data logbook should contain the name of the person. If you are using this, your name should be entered in the logbook, and time and date, when and at what time the instrument was used, that should be recorded. And also remark means whether the machine is perfect or you found any difficulties, that should be mentioned in the remark. So these data logbook should be maintained for each and every instruments in our laboratory, so that we can find what is the problem associated with the affected instrument. Let us discuss about how we should place the electronic balance in the instrument in the laboratory, in our laboratory. So in our laboratory we will have different workbench, right? So we have different workbench for keeping our instruments. See, if your laboratory is containing a long workbench, that workbench should be made with, the first point is the workbench should be made with concrete brick made, right? The bench should be made with concrete, either concrete or brick made bench should be used for keeping the instrument. So the electronic balance, whatever the type of balance, it may be a single pan balance or double pan balance or physical balance, any kind of balance that should be keep on a bench. That bench should be made with a concrete or brick made bench. Why we should specifically we use concrete brick means, if you are keeping the instrument, especially electronic balance in steel bench or wooden bench, means there is a chance of vibration. Yeah, because we are running a lot of instruments in the laboratory, so as the instrument is running in a speed condition which will generate vibrations, right? So that vibration will be passed to the electronic balance. So due to the vibration, there is a chance of inaccurate measurement. So to avoid such inaccurate measurement, the bench should be made with concrete, because concrete or brick made bench is restricted for the vibrations, so that the electronic balance should be kept on the concrete or brick made bench. The second important thing while keeping the electronic balance in our laboratory, so nearby the electronic balance we should not use any kind of large instrument. For example, if you imagine this instrument is centrifuge or incubator, it may be a BOD or COD incubator, any kind of large instruments which is making a frequent vibration. Because if you see a centrifuge, that centrifuge can run more than 80,000, right? 18 or different types of centrifuge machines are available which can spin the rotor accordingly in a speed manner. For example, 80,000 RPM. So this RPM will create much vibration, so that if nearby our electronic balance, such a large huge instrument which is a highly vibrating instrument is kept nearby our electronic balance, means which will affect the accuracy and correct measurement of the analytical balance. So we should not keep our analytical balance nearby a large instrument. So that is what the thing should be understand. So first point is the table or bench which is used for keeping the electronic balance should be made with concrete or brick made bench. And then second one is, do not keep large instrument. So large instruments should not be used nearby the electronic balance. These two things should be understand while keeping the electronic balance in the laboratory. Okay. So till now we have discussed about some basic concepts of analytical balance. So hereafter we will discuss the methods of weighing. So there are different methods of weighing is available for measuring the chemical. So the chemical is used here. It may be in the form of solid, right? It may be in the form of solid, or it may be in the form of semi-solid, or it may be in the form of liquid. So these are all the three possible nature of the chemicals can be used in the laboratory. The chemical may be in the form of solid, which is very hard in nature, and semi-solid, somewhat colloidal in nature, and entirely liquid condition. So if the example for liquid is, it may be acid. So you can find any kind of acid which is in the form of liquid. And semi-solid, for example, semi-solid, a frequent familiar example is toothpaste, right? Toothpaste. So toothpaste we are using for cleaning our tooth, that is found in a semi-solid condition. And a solid condition, it is a powder in nature. So most of the chemicals are solid in nature, powder, it is in the powder form. So these kind of samples can be easily measured using analytical balance. But kind of semi-solid samples and liquid samples should be measured with some care. Special care should be used while measuring semi-solid and liquid samples. So as mentioned, methods of weighing, there are two different methods are available. The one is direct measurement, direct weighing, and second one is indirect method. Okay. So let us discuss the different types of measurement. Right. Okay. So direct weighing means it is nothing. Imagine this is the instrument, this box. You imagine this box as a analytical balance, especially our digital analytical balance. So in direct measurement means you have to keep your butter sheet, a piece of butter sheet or a piece of any object. It may be a cup-like thing, a plastic cup-like thing. So you should keep the butter sheet in the instrument. On the top of the pan, you should keep the butter sheet, and then you have to hit the tare button. Here you find the tare button. The tare button should be hit so that the instrument will show zero values. So after showing the zero value, and then you have to add your chemicals. So this method is called as direct weighing. So directly you are measuring the weight of the chemical. So it is called direct weighing. Whereas indirect measurement means first you have to keep the butter sheet should be kept on the pan. After keeping the butter sheet or any object, the measurement of the object will be displayed, right? For example, 0.0100 is showing the value or measurement of the butter sheet or any object, means you should record the value. So you should note the value in your notebook, right? For example, this value should be taken note in the notebook, and after noting, you are not supposed to hit the tare button, and then you are allowed to add the chemical. So whatever the chemical, so used in biological laboratory or it may be a chemical laboratory, that chemical, so it is a powder form. It is a powder form, either powder form or liquid form or semi-solid form. That object should be loaded on the butter sheet or any cup-like materials. So after adding, the value will be increasing. If you are gradually loading the sample, means the value will also gradually increase. For example, 0.1256. So like that, if the value is shown, means that value of the chemical should be entered. So if this is your requirement, means so after adding this requirement, you have to stop. You have to stop loading the chemicals, and then you have to subtract the value of the measurement of the chemical with the measurement of the object. So measurement of the chemical is 0.1256 and the measurement of the butter sheet is 0.0100. So you have to subtract the values, so that if you subtract, means you will get, this value. So this is the exact quantity of the chemical what you have been loaded on the top of the pan, right? So this type of method is called as indirect weighing. So in this video lecture we have discussed about analytical balance. In our next video we will discuss about pH meter.
Smart Biology.